host of the Gridiron.
You have a great running back, this, that, and the other thing, blah, 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 all that stuff. But you still need, as the Giants are looking for, in search of New York Giants, you still need to have a quarterback, right, to make the Super Bowl. So, the Giants, I mean, if they draft a quarterback, or if they, however they go, well, we'll have to find out, because we're gonna find out, because let's not forget, the 28th, it's like about 6-7 weeks away, 5-6, about like 6 weeks or so, 6.5 weeks, somewhere around there, away from just free agency. I mean, wrap your heads around that one, right? About 6 weeks. The Super Bowl's not even there yet. We've got about 6. After the Super Bowl's over, you add about 1 month onto that, and you got free agency. So how crazy is that, huh? Right? But you still need to have a quarterback. Now, to me, this is just me. I mean, everybody disagree, whatever. I'm not putting Jalen Hurts in there, because once again, the way the Eagles building their roster, right? They can't afford all their players on the current salary cap. They have to put all these void years on the end of it. And I said, I don't agree with that. Right? If you can't afford to pay your players, right, you can't have them. If when their contract is up, right, we're not adding void years on the end of the contract. And when the contract is up, the player has all their money, and the contracts are off the books. The Eagles don't do that. So, and I don't put Jalen Hurts in the top upper 5, 6, 7, 8 quarterbacks, whatever. Now he's a beneficiary of great offensive line play, Saquon Barkley, 2 number 1 wide receivers. But once again, the reason why they can afford 2 number 1 wide receivers, pay Jalen Hurts $50+ million a year, pay Saquon 13 a year, or whatever, pay Lane Johnson, their right tackle, 20 to 25 million. The reason why is because they put all these void years on there. So, Jalen Hurts is just a beneficiary. That's I don't even include him in this thing, right? Because the Eagles. Anyway, you still need a quarterback. Now, out of the first 34, I think it was first 34 Super Bowls. There was only 4 Super Bowls out of 34, okay, where there wasn't a Hall of Fame quarterback as a starter. Only 4. Hold on. The 81 Raiders, Jim Plunkett. The 83 Raiders with Jim. Oh, no, my bad. The 80 Raiders, the 83 Raiders, Jim Plunkett. 80 and 83. 81 was the 49ers. Yeah, 82 was the Redskins won. They beat the Dolphins. 83 was the Raiders. So 80 and 83 Raiders with Jim Plunkett. 85 with McMahon, but that was the 85 Bears. So, right? And there was one other. What was it? Let me take a look here. There was one other out of the first 34. Who was the other one? Oh, okay, 82. Oh, so 80, 82, and 83. 82, you had Joe Theismann and David Woodley of the Dolphins. Okay. But if you go, actually, if you look, the first, what was it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Let me share my screen here. Share screen, list. I can find it. There we go. All right, let me share my screen here. Let me just go to show you. Now, we'll start at the beginning. Then we'll go to the end here, right? Right, there you go. Super Bowl, right, 1. Look at see the yellow? Hall of Famers, right? So you go from Super Bowl 1 to Super Bowl 14. First 14 Super Bowls were won by Hall of Fame quarterbacks. Okay? I said, then what you have here, right? You got Plunkett, you got Theismann, you got Plunkett again. Then you have McMahon. These are the only, this year here, 1980, 82, 83, and 85 were the only 4 out of the first 34 Super Bowls. 4 out of the first 34 Super Bowls did not have a quarterback who was all Hall of Famer. Now you've had, here, right? Like we had Jeff Hostetler beat Jim Kelly. Okay, we had obviously Phil Simms beat John Elway. Doug Williams beat John Elway. But regardless, either winner or loser, the first 34 Super Bowls, right? You go up to here. Kurt Warner beat Steve McNair, right? The first 34 Super Bowls. There's only 4, right? That didn't have a Hall of Fame quarterback. Now, obviously, now we can look right here, okay? We got the 24 Super Bowl, right? We got Patrick Mahomes, right? The 23 Super Bowl, Hall of Famer, Patrick Mahomes. 22, Patrick Mahomes, Hall of Famer. Right? I'm not Brock Purdy. I'm not including Hurts in there. Once again, he's a beneficiary of a good offensive line, and I don't agree with the way they pay their players and all that stuff and everything. So, right? Matthew Stafford, he might be a borderline Hall of Famer, right? Joe Burrow, who knows, right? He might be someday. He might be a Hall of Famer. Who knows? He has the passing attack and all that. His defense stinks, so we'll have to wait and see. But Tom Brady, Hall of Famer. Patrick Mahomes, Hall of Famer. Patrick Mahomes, Hall of Famer. Tom Brady, Hall of Famer. Tom Brady, the loser, Hall of Famer. Tom Brady, Hall of Famer. Then we go here. Peyton Manning, Hall of Famer. Right? Tom Brady, won a Hall of Famer. Then you have Peyton Manning was the loser, Hall of Famer. Now Russell Wilson, I'm not so sure about him. Maybe if they won this one here, maybe, but I'm not so sure about him. But you have this one, Flacco and Kaepernick, no. But Eli Manning, Hall of Famer, beat Tom Brady, Hall of Famer. Aaron Rodgers, Hall of Famer, beat Ben Roethlisberger, to be Hall of Famer, meaning, okay. Then you got also here, right, this soup. Drew Brees, soon to be Hall of Famer, beat Peyton Manning, Hall of Famer. Ben Roethlisberger, soon to be Hall of Famer, beat Kurt Warner, Hall of Famer. Eli Manning beat Tom Brady, both soon to be Hall of Famers. Peyton Manning, Hall of Famer. Ben Roethlisberger, Hall of Famer. Tom Brady, Hall of Famer. Tom Brady, Hall of Famer. Now this one, Tom Brady, Hall of Famer. Now this one here, Trent Dilfer. I mean, the 2000 Ravens. That's the only reason why Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl. It's because their defense. That's the only. They had 243 yards of total offense in this Super Bowl, and they scored 34 points. It's because of their defense. That's the only reason. Same thing here with Brad Johnson and Rich Gannon, right? Brad Johnson with the Buccaneers. The 2002 Buccaneers were phenomenal defense. Fantastic defense. But other than that, you can look here. 2003, Hall of Famer. 2004, Hall of Famer, Hall of Famer. Hall of Famer, Hall of Famer, Hall of Famer. Hall of Famer, Hall of Famer. So you had what, 1? 2012. Peyton Manning, Hall of Famer. Peyton Manning, Hall of Famer, Hall of Famer. Hall of Famer, Hall of Famer. And these are up questionnaires. So basically, since what did I say? 2000? Or since 2001, right? 2001. There's only been 2 Super Bowls where there really aren't stone cold lock Hall of Famers. Either are Hall of Famers or will be, like a Tom Brady, Ben Roethlisberger, Drew Brees, Eli Manning, right? So since 2001 to 2024, right? 24 Super Bowls. The last 24, obviously they've only been won by, but I'm saying either winner or loser, right? There's been a Hall of Famer quarterback in there, except for 2. I mean, you're going to need a quarterback, and that's what the Giants are shooting for now. To get a quarterback, like Jaden Daniels. Hey, does that mean that Jaden Daniels won't be Hall of Famer? Absolutely not. Hey, man, took his team to the conference championship. Man, that dude is freaking off and running, baby. Right? Unfortunately for us Giant fans, we're going to have to face him twice. But if you also want to look at it too, we won 3 games all year, and we literally could have beat them twice. if we had a kicker the first time we played them, we would have beaten them. But once again, that's the way the Giants season was. But anyway, Jay Daniels, phenomenal job, right? But, so finding a good quarterback, first of all, is not easy, right? Then finding a Hall of Fame quarterback to take you to a Super Bowl, how hard is that? I mean, I said, we can take Shedeur Sanders. We can take Cam Ward. We can take Jalen Milroe. You don't know. I mean, all you can do, is give them the evidence presented to you and make your best assumption or best, evaluation. I mean, with Shane and Dable and all that, as far as drafting somebody. But, right, if they're stick and put at number 3, they might have to, they might want Shedeur, but Shedeur might go number 2, and the Giants might have to take Cam Ward at number 3. Who knows, right? But just because you take, does not mean, I mean, if that'd be another video for another day, going back over all of the past, whatever, 10, 15, 20 drafts, looking at all the quarterbacks taken in the first round and see how many did well and how many did not. I mean, you'll find out that most did not. If you go first round quarterbacks, I mean, obviously you can get some hidden gems in the second round, third round, fourth round, fifth round, right? But very few and far between, right? So the Giants, to find a good quarterback is going to be difficult. You get a good quarterback who's going to turn into a Hall of Famer, obviously, is even more difficult. So the Giants, so we can find all these bells and whistles and all this stuff and everything, but the bottom line of it, we got to get ourselves a quarterback. So that's it's going to be very interesting. Very interesting. Do we try to get a bridge quarterback and then we draft one? Or do we just get like a little Drew Lock kind of guy and we draft one and we start Drew Lock for the first couple games and then we throw our drafted quarterback in? No. Every year with the Giants is always interesting. Last year was the Saquon Barkley. What's happened with Saquon? What's going to go on with Saquon? Well, we found out. Right? We got really, really embarrassed. But so this year is what are we going to do in the quarterback position, right? So we'll find out about 6.5 weeks or so as far as for free agency. Huh? So that'll let you know if the Giants are going to go boom, heavy with a bridge quarterback, and then we'll have to wait another like 6 weeks or so after that for the draft. So we'll have to wait and see. But we got in 3 months we'll know.